hates it! Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going on a little bit of a snow day. We've been promised a snow day by our friends Ro and Mike. Kinda don't really understand what this is gonna be because basically we're in Los Angeles and it's like 20-degree weather, so snow day is not what we would expect. But we are going there and the plan is to bring some nice baked goods with us. So the recipe I'm gonna make today is a twist on two classic Swedish traditional recipes. One is the lussebulle, which is a traditional saffron bun that's baked around Christmas time, and the other is the classic Swedish cinnamon bun. I'm going to merge the two and make one really beautiful and slightly festive Christmas bake. So key ingredients here: flour, a little bit of milk, we've got butter, we've got sugar, we've got pearl sugar, which we're going to top these with, a little bit of yeast, and then my spices. First thing we need to do is melt off the butter and then heat up our milk so that we can activate the yeast. So into a pot and let's get bubbling. Now, one little trick, because this is a sweetbread dough we're making, is that when you're using butter in one of these sweetbread doughs, rather than warming up the milk and having to take the time, what I do is I melt the butter first and get it nice and melted, and then literally turn off the heat and add the milk in, and the residual heat in the pan and the butter will get your milk to almost the perfect temperature. Not an exact science, but it works for this particular recipe pretty well. Sophie's just put Noah down for a nap, and I feel it's good that she joins me in the kitchen because you are the Swedish expert, considering you were born in Sweden.
Expert in eating them, not so much baking them, but yes.
One thing that we're gonna add in is the saffron, and a good way to get like the most out of it is to add a little bit of heat to it. These little red fronds are basically the crocus of a lily, and they're gonna add really beautiful flavor. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna put them in a pestle mortar and just give them a little bit of a grind. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that red color. We're gonna add this straight into that melted butter. So come over and have a look, as much as we can get in. So just give that now a mixture and you'll see that butter turning into this like electric, deep, earthy yellow. It is so good. We've got our butter melted. Time to add in a little touch of milk. And literally, all you're looking for with the heat in the pan is to make sure that the milk heats through just enough to activate the yeast. The key thing here is that you do not want your milk to heat to a point where it's gonna kill the yeast. If it's too hot, it's gonna kill the yeast. And a way of checking that it's the perfect temperature is keeping your finger in there for like more than 5 seconds. And if it starts to burn after 5 seconds, definitely take it out, number one. And number two, it's definitely gonna kill the yeast. So we're gonna give this a second or two, and let's talk about our dry ingredients. So come over this way. We've got a heck load of plain flour in here. To this, we're gonna add 2 sachets of yeast. And I'm gonna add this straight to the flour mix, and it's gonna basically activate as soon as we get the liquid in there. To this, we wanna add a little pinch of some salt, not too much because that can kill the yeast as well, and then some sugar. Last little ingredient is a little touch of cardamom. Now, we're gonna use about, let's say, what would you go for? Like 6? A tablespoon or so of cardamom pods will do the job. They go straight in. The moment you start bashing up, you're just gonna get that fragrance. Oh, smell that.
Smells just like Christmas at home.
Smells like Christmas in Sweden. And that's actually where we're spending Christmas this Sweden. And that's where we're spending Christmas this year. Are you excited about going back home?
I am. I'm a bit nervous about the flight.
We've also got the seats that one is behind the other. So we're not actually sitting together on a 12-hour flight. And Noah at the moment is a real mommy's boy. So guess who's gonna be looking after Noah for the majority of the flight? I've bashed up the cardamom pods. I'm just taking the husks off and getting all the seeds out. And once you do this, you're gonna get left with these tiny little seeds that kind of look like poppy seeds. Right, we're gonna bash up these cardamom pods. Come in and have a look. So we're just gonna get them until they're nice and finely ground. A little bit of elbow grease, cup it in here, and then let's get it straight into the dry ingredients. Okay, have a look at that. Now I'm just gonna mix this until we get a nice even distribution of spices and yeast and all the good things. And then the key thing here is to just create a little bit of a well in the center. So let's grab this up and look at that color. Come on, this is so cool. Right, this is where we bring this together. So just using a spoon, we're gonna fold in that flour. Just start bringing it in from the sides. And what we're looking for is a rough dough, essentially. Okay, we've got a rough dough has formed. I've turned it out now, and all I've gotta do at this point is knead it until it's smooth and elastic. And it does take probably about like 6 to 8 to 10 minutes. What you're looking for is for it to be nice, smooth and springy and elastic and to no longer stick to the surface here. So you've got to work the yeast. Okay, we are in business. I've got a nice smooth and elastic dough. So literally just get it into a nice round like this. And I like to kind of like tuck under the sides. Give it a little smack. And now this goes into a bowl and it's going to basically rise for about 45 minutes to an hour in a nice warm place, just covered. The next thing to talk about is the filling. Now if you're making saffron buns or lussebuller, normally you do not need a filling, you just put a little raisin on top. It involves a little bit of butter and it involves a little bit of cinnamon. Is this all the cinnamon we have?
Yes.
Let's hope this is the right amount of cinnamon. Oh yes, the last ingredient is some sugar. So into a bowl with sugar, always very important, you have softened butter. To this we're adding a touch of cinnamon. Yeah, this is probably all we have. So it's about a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, and if you have more, use more, my friends. So just combine the butter and the sugar until you have a nice smooth mix. Literally, once it's got to this point and it's nice, like smooth paste, all we've got to do is wait for the dough to rise. We've got our filling ready to go, and then we've got to fill some buns, put them in the oven, and bake them up. See you later. We have a dough that has risen, so let me show you what it should look like. Basically, doubled in size. You can see it's big, round, yellow. And now we get to punch it down. Wow. Right, we're now going to roll this out and fill it. So let's get rolling, let's get filling. Okay, just press it on down. Okay, our buns have had a little bit of time to rise and they're looking like this. They haven't changed massively, but we're now gonna brush them with a little touch of egg, which I've just whisked up. This is gonna give it a nice color and give it a little bit of a gloss over the top. It's also gonna help our pearl sugar to stick. We're in business, time for some pearl sugar. Now, if you haven't come across pearl sugar before, it's an essential ingredient in most Swedish baking. You'll spot it because it has these little tiny white sugar flecks that are on the top of a lot of buns in Sweden. But if you can't find these, a little sprinkle of brown sugar over the top will do the job just as fine. It's not exactly the traditional way, but it'll still look pretty. So, a little sprinkle of these. Okay, these are looking good right now. I'm gonna stick them into the oven. They're gonna rise, they're gonna be beautiful, they're gonna be baked. And I think they're gonna take like 15-20 minutes at around 180 degrees Celsius, but we will check that once they come out of the oven. Well, Noah is up from his nap. He's currently chewing down a cucumber, and we have saffron cinnamon buns. They look pretty good. Sophie, it's time for the taste test. Let's give it a go. Sophie doubted that cinnamon and saffron work together.
They're both quite strong flavors.
It's quite different. If you don't use saffron in baking, it'll come as a strange sort of taste, but if you're used to eating saffron buns in Sweden like you are, it definitely adds this lovely sort of fragrance and earthiness to the saffron buns. There you go, saffron buns, perfect for any festive celebrations you might have, especially if you have a snow day just like this one. Bro, you promised us snow and in LA and you've delivered. It's amazing.
Is this gonna be his first time sledding?
This is his first time sledding. Noah, are you ready?
He's definitely dressed for the occasion.
Now it is real snow, but it is a little warmer, so it's melting.
This
so
is
we
true.
gotta get out there. One, and two, you know, I'm not so sure how well this sled run will work because this is a man-made sled hill. This is not occurring in nature, so I don't know that we'll even move.
And one thing you said to me when we arrived was that this is just a small casual get-together.
Casual. I didn't have time to do a big party this year. Doing a casual snow day.
This is the only way Ro does things, big and amazing. So let's go sledding. This is so cool. Are you talking about pushing my child down a sled down a hill? If it makes good content,
Safely
you know.
and slowly.
Okay, look at this. It's incredible. This is how you know you're at a Rosanna party. There's snow in the front yard. It's Los Angeles. It's probably about 20 degrees, but don't mind that. Are you gonna make sure this is like child-proof now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go test the safety right now. Here we go. We're all together. Cookie, make room for mommy.
This can only go right?
This is gonna go really well.
You ready?
Here we go.
Whee!
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Whoa! What do you think, Noah? Do you like it? Whoa! He hates it! It's part of the job description. Hey!
We need to like, I got,
Do the math in your head, you got this.
I'm calculating.
Oh my god.
I did it! We did it!
Hey, hang on.
Do it for the gram, Donald.
Should I be on? Ah! Oh my god! I'm stuck in your sleigh thingy.
Oh, no.
We have a malfunction.
Oh, there is a hole there.
This is not what I'm like coordinated for. Here we go. Hang on.
Ready?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
It's one of those moments. On Donal.
On Dasher. Mike,
Yes.
you've just pulled together a very casual little get-together here.
Super cash.
Snow on the front lawn.
No big deal. There's a lot of snow. I think it's over 20 tons of ice.
And this looks suitably festive and suitably Christmassy. I just don't know how you're going to top this next year.
I do want to do live reindeer.
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
a Santa. We're already brainstorming for next year.
Okay, we'll see you next year.
Okay, we'll see ya.
I've spent about an hour trying to get him away from it, and here you are.
It was Mike. Mike gave him the cookies, okay?
Happy is when he eats it. Do it again, do it again. That's what he wanted. He
wants the cookie. Oh my goodness. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel for lots more recipe videos just like this one. If you want the recipe, we'll leave it in the link below. Leave a comment, like, share, and please let us know if you like these vlogs mixed in with recipes. We're enjoying doing them, and they're a bit of fun. And they're also nice to capture these great memories, especially around this time of the year. Until then, have a lovely festive season, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.